What up, people? We're in the middle of it right now. I'm not even sure I'm going to talk about projects because I'm trying to get them done. I'm working on them. So what up? It's a mess. I usually clean up every time. I did not get a chance. I have one more piece to put on this. Bro, I'm just getting it. I'm not even all attached. But I got one more piece to do on it. And then I'll have some clamping and gluing. But holy smokes, it's looking pretty sweet. It's looking pretty sweet. It's getting there. I got one more piece. I'm wanting to put it on too. So that's what we're going to do. And then I'll show you where the thing mocked up. Yeah, and any gaps I have, like I already knew I was going to have some caulk out on this thing. The reverb. Why? There shouldn't be reverb. It should be gone now. Talk to me. Let me know. Tell me. Yeah, well, it's because I turned this one off to run the reverb's good on guitar, but not on the mic. Should be good now. Tell me. I mean, I'll fix it. It's not hard to. So we're on this Basecamp. We are we're at the axles. I mean, we are really close on it. I really need this to stick so I can get my measurement. I don't know if I'm going to cut a whole new piece for this. Dude, the whole thing's shaping up. I mean, I sanded it down and got new paint on. We are really still hearing two mics. No, I didn't check it on my phone. I shouldn't be too. What about now? Yeah, I'm gluing that diamond plate to foam is what I'm doing. You two windows open. You son of a gun. Yeah, I'm gluing it to foam. That chunk of foam I sanded down and shaped a little bit finer. And now I just want to finish this diamond plate. And the diamond plate is white. Brazen Brett, what's going on? Bro, check out the real metal diamond plate I'm getting close on. It's not done, but I got one. I got a couple more pieces I'm gonna put on. And then it's going to be clamp and glue and stuff like that. But I at least just want to get this stuff sitting on here right now. So that's what we're doing. Instead of talking about stuff, we're doing stuff. And I'm going to have to thin it out. I got to cut off a little bit. One diamondoid. Yep. This stuff, I mean, it's metal, but it's thin. It bends pretty easy. And you can kind of roll it around too. But yeah, we're gonna mess with this truck and just get it mocked up. I've got the power system in it now. I haven't put the receiver in it, but you got the tires that are going to be on it are on it now, and all that good stuff. I already know this corner's right. Until I get to it. I don't really want to put this stuff on backwards, but I might. Who can tell? But if you do it right, it nestles in. I'm still a little too thick. That's just going to be a tiny fill in right there. It's just a little bit. Thickens the gates, baby. Yeah, I think. What's up, Greener Shade? What's up, everybody? And I think Kenny's on. He hadn't been on for a long time on Thursdays, but he's been in the middle. It seems like probably of hurricane stuff. So by all means, check him out. I don't know when he went on, but I saw he was on. Yeah, it's cool. You ain't gonna miss nothing here. Also, can kind of see northern lights here now. Where? North? For real? South. That's weird for Northern Lights. I mean, I'm an idiot. It's just like South Bend. Like, it's at the top north of the state. What's that about? So, in true keeping with Hillbilly Val and Earl fashion, um, I think it's okay if one piece of diamond plate is on backwards. You still see it, but the texture's not the same. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I don't need a cut anymore. That is fine, dude. I mean, that's the beauty of this. It kind of can be whatever. One little tiny fill-in piece right there. It's okay. I'll take it. Let's see. Ah, it's just a sliver. Just a sliver. All this trimming is going to boil down to a piece of this in my foot someday. I'm so pumped about this though. It's coming. Get out of town. Okay. And I don't use kicker on this. Because it melts it. I really shouldn't probably be using CA, but it's been working, so why stop? I mean, real metal deck plate. Come on. How cool is that? So the patina stuff will be coming up soon on this. And once you glue it on, man, it's pretty tough. This construction foam. Dude, come on. So good. Okay. Bro. This is going to be great. I'm so pumped about it. Brett just sent me a photo. Oh, yeah. I stepped out and looked north and didn't see that. Neat. one little tiny patch. And this bumper I've been dreading a little bit. We'll be done. Yeah, that little piece is like sprung a little. I need a clamp. Sometimes I want to use a clothespin backwards. Come on. So everybody doing good, man? We are, like I said, we're into axles and installing shocks probably on the Basecamp. I haven't done any more on the international since I saw you guys last time. I'm pretty sure. I've been working on this trimmers truck though, and yeah, I have to use a different glue there. That's all right. We knew that already. Let's patch it. One last little piece. Bro, when the scrap fits, life is good. Yeah, you guys see that new heli? That's cool. Portable vise. Dude. World's first invisible helicopter. Banning the word mini. What? Cuckoo. Man. That's cuckoo, man. Man. The 230S is the smallest I will fly. What's nice about this being on foam is there's still enough give to it where you actually can do something about it if you don't like something. Sick. And crappy glue job just makes it look like you don't know how to weld. You know what I mean? That's all. I may be able to get this to actually stick now, since there's something there to stick to. Or just pop it off, trying to bend a corner. That works too. That works too. Just undo what you just done. No worries. Hoodoo the voodoo that you done did. Still okay. And I got enough of these brushes that I can lose one to the effort. There you go. All right. Welcome to the show. Let's look at, this is going to be great. Caulked up and painted. This will be cool. One little filler I need there. I think it's cool. And I can file and knock some things down and, like I say, fill a little, but it's close. It's close. It's close. That's sick. Let's pull out the truck. It's more done than it's been in the whole time. My only problem is the paint job keeps looking better. And that sucks. We don't want the paint job to look good. Since last time, there is now the motor and transmission, drive transfer case and stuff is in. I actually did some big modifications I'll talk about to get it finalized for the last ride height situation. This is Dad's truck. I just turned the lights up a little bit. We've got, yeah, Dad, it's coming. I printed off, I may do black ones, but I printed off some gray inner fenders I'm going to make work. And it'll be like where the orange one is, but gray on both sides. Spectrum 2300 kV up in here. No ESC necessary because that unit does it all. So all I got to do is really figure out where the battery's going and mount the receiver kind of stuff. But dude, it fits. Everything's fitting really good. Hold on. I cut out just a little bit of the interior, which I actually painted this interior now. I'm working on it. just, you know, something to at least be able to see it. And then I started painting on my guy, but he's just got a base coat on him. But let's put him in. I don't have I got steering wheels, but I haven't mounted it yet. So, and man, it's so bright. It's a lot smoother. It's not perfect, but once I put the patina on here, it's going to be great. Yeah, Philip, these are the tires and wheels I'm going to use. So these rims are really appropriate for what was on that truck in the first place. However, I know I painted a steering wheel too. Hold on. I want to at least put it in his hands or something. I know it's white too. It's supposed to be white. Anyway, well, he'll hold this one. The tires that are actually supposed to be on this truck, I found them, but they're too big. So I'm going with these BFGs. Yeah, this wheel's a little too big for him. I can get some heat out and melt it though. But for now, we'll go with just the one that he comes with that's incomplete. We'll set him in there for now. We're just gonna, you know, we're getting closer, so we'll take a look. But I started printing off buckets and headlights and stuff. So I can't win with the light. It's either too much or it's not enough. I'll go turn it down in a sec. I still got to get my dash dialed in. I basically have it where it fits. It just needs finalized, painted, and stuff. But there's a driver in it. And the holes cut out perfect for the motor. And it fits really good. And then the coup de grace, I think, is what they say. We're getting there. I still got tailgate stuff to do. But I dropped this whole thing another 5 millimeters by messing with 8 mounts locations for leaf springs. Bro, get out of here, bro. It's just too light in here to see it good. I'm going to turn the lights off a little bit, but because it's blowing it out. It's working out. That's all I'm saying. We'll try that. And it's actually super blue right now because I repaint. I mean, I had the mud on it and everything, and repainted. Oh, that's way better light. So I think it looks way better. That extra 5 millimeters. Oh man, it looks so good to me. Yeah, I just got to get. I mean, a little bit more. It's the fun part now. So leaf sprung. That's pretty good. Ride height now. It's not crazy because in the movie the back wheel, it does look crazy like that, but the front one's pretty right on. But yeah, these tires are good size. They're like 419s, instead of 4.75s. Leaf sprung, get her done. And it's going to be a good little truck. I got to figure out how I'm going to do the battery, though. I'm not sure I'm going to make the hood work. I think, of course, from the movie, there's a ton of junk in the back. I think we might do a suitcase or a crate with a battery in it in the truck bed. But yeah, I couldn't wait to get this. Once I start getting that patina done and strapping some junk to the side, and I made the call to I slimmed down the fenders. They were too big at first, so I fixed that before I started finalizing this bumper situation. The printer went all day today. I printed off another radiator. Bro, it's fine. It worked all day. Another radiator, engine for the International, and 2 sets of smooth them up skid plates for an axial 10-3, gray and carbon fiber ones. Yeah, that's why it's not printing, because I went bonkers and got this bumper done today is why. I was painting on the seat last night. $100 bills. So yeah, in light buckets and lenses, I experimented with, we were talking about lenses the other day. Dude, this is the most it's been done. I'm digging looking at it. So yeah, when I'm all done, I will I'll do a video on it running, and probably a little talk about what all happened to make it happen. And then it's going to my dad's. It's going to my pops. I think I'll have to print off some jack stands, because if it sits on a shelf, those those squishy tires will go flat. But holy smokes, man, it is looking so good. The Night Customs Fordyce interior is, a Fordyce is basically a Willys truck. So I thought that would be appropriate. Yeah, Wild Bill, this is for that. And there's more bits to it. The radiator, the pipe, I've got the air cover, all that stuff. I got files for it. This I put in my Instagram story. I think there's even an alternator file. I put this in my Instagram story the other day. Yeah, it looks like is that a 4-barrel carburetor too? But pretty fun. Whatever was in that international travel law, 60 whatever. But yeah, I'm pumped. And painting this again after I sanded and filled, I kind of hated taking away the patina I had already had going. But it's okay. It's coming back. So the back of the truck bed now gets, this is wood. It's been fixed and repaired. It's not in the movie. This isn't a stock tailgate. So this is wood, and it's green. Dude, those files, they were like 22, 25 bucks. That creator, every truck he's got is dope, dude. I can tell you the name of that guy on Cults, because he's got a ton. of files of killer trucks, bro. Stuff that you would totally dig on. Old school trucks, man. And I went for that SUV and scaled it up a little bit. If I left it alone at the 100%, it would have been 11 and some change wheelbase, but I wanted 13. So I scaled up the Travelall. So yeah, white bumper on the deck plate, white bumper on the front. Should be a little round emblem in there. Working on the lights. Bill, he probably does. Dude, I'll find him right here on the. Man, this is looking so sick. I gotta tell you the truth. I want it behind me right now. I want to see it all day, every day. At least for a minute. Bro, I'm so proud of it. Thanks to Kelly for getting me started on it. He got me the cab, and we found a thrift side, but it was garbage trash. And so only like half of it would print. But he figured out getting me the basic shape of the bed. And what was most important to me was these top of the bed rails was going to be an iconic. Look at that, man. Come on. That's iconic. That's what I needed. And then we did the rest. Finally got it to scale with itself and look good, playing around with it. What year is the Ford, Bill? We'll find it, dude. We'll go to Colts right now and find that son of a gun. I like now that since I have the floor cut out for the transmission, that the front portion doesn't really move at all. It really stays nestled in. Come on, dude. Yeah, I like it. Bamboo printer. Links in the distro, brother. I don't know, Bill. Is that the dude who has the Travelall? If that's the dude who's got a picture of that red Travelall, then that's him. I showed you guys the fake chassis I printed off last time, I think. But yeah, Paul, you don't have to get the best one. They've got the P1S, which is really good. But yeah, man, seriously, if you're gonna do it, use my link. Let them know. But I printed off. Check this out. We talked to my buddy the other day on the stream during the air stream on Sunday, and he's like, "Get rid of the same guy, bro. He's got killer. You can look at all his listings. He's got killer stuff." So he said, get rid of the infill, and you can almost see through these. I mean, the light for sure. But I've printed off some lenses. These are going to be great. Yeah, the bamboo machine makes me look like a stud because most everything works out for me. These carbon fiber deals turned out. It's CF enforced PLA. It prints hotter. but the textured bed plate makes it look factory. You still have, you can't, it's inevitable that on a radius you'll see the lining, but I don't give a rip. I can knock that down a little bit too. Just a little, hit it one time. I'm not even worried about it though, because from nothing is this. These are, they go on an axial 10-3 skid plate that's already there. So for instance, the Basecamp build that we're making right now, that'll be sitting on axles today. This is the wrong side. Is goes right there. If I remember right. Yeah. So see how that just fits right? The bottom one is the stock skid plate, and then this piece fits right over it to smooth out the bottom and kind of extend it backwards aft as well. So I printed them off because I was checking them out, but they bolt right on. And then if you had like the CJ7 has rock rails that screw to the skid plate. So these notches leave room for that. And there's even the grooves in the front of that print that catch the contour of the skid plate. So I don't know. I thought I'd print them off, and mostly I just wanted to see what it took to make them work, because if I'm printing off like this truck where I kind of want a floor, but whatever this ends up being, where I kind of want a floor, but I'm not wanting to cover up all the four links and stuff or worry about that too much. Like this maybe helps get me there, so I just wanted to do it. And the holes all line up, man. You can screw a couple in from here. And I almost feel like once these links are on and these axles, it's time to start thinking about how to modify this, because I really think spreading out the at least in the back, I think you can hide it all pretty good in the hood of a truck. If the shock towers are in, you don't lose anything in the interior like you do here. So I still have the desire to do something to space out the shock towers on this. So Trimmer's truck looking bad to the bone. The orange looks kind of goofy though. I'm turning it around. Check out the diamond plate bumper, dude. If you're just coming into the room, bro, just like the movie. We're nailing it, dudes. Nailing it. So cool. Digging it. You know what we should do right now? Because this Basecamp is probably going to be on the Power Wagon. I think we need to look at that body with this chassis. I think we do. But I'm also curious about things. See, I think you can make, I mean, who cares? You can cut stuff all you want and make it fit. This definitely would need to come over more to the middle, but you can squeeze in stuff like this. It looks kind of small in here, but Francis, thanks, man. It's really coming along now. The Basecamp build is definitely really coming along. It's going to be axle time tonight. We'll start on that in a minute. And then the trimmers truck, I got to patina it, put Val and Earl on the odd jobs on the side, figure out my body mounts, and put the receiver in it. I got the power systems in it, the ride height, everything's spread out. It's as good as that one's going to get, I'm pretty sure. Windows, and I got to secure the driver and do the dash, little stuff. But I got to paint that deck plate white. The steering wheel is white. And my driver doesn't quite want to fit this. This is the International steering wheel, which looks a lot like the one that should be in that truck. So all I got to do is heat up that driver, one of the arms or two of the arms, and I can get them to hang on to this. I got a white one. I painted a white one for it. Because dude, I will literally pause the movie, the YouTube clips of the movie to try to figure out what to do. That's what I did with the seats, painting the seats yesterday in that trimmer's truck. I like it. All right, let's get the Willie's wagon body. So I think last show I had sanded this down a little bit. I put some paint back on it again, though. There's the white steering wheel I was talking about. See, I may not need the skid plates on this one. Or I got to trim them down. That's probably more like it. We'll know really once they get the axles on. But I got to figure out where floor and stuff like that's going to go on this. And I wouldn't mind if the skid plates went away because I'll put them on Dad's truck. But depending on what happens with the floor and how this attaches is going to determine if those skid plates are in the way at all. But there were a few spots I had to fill on this. I cleaned up the fenders a bunch. You can't really tell now because it looks so smooth. But there and the other side, see, since it's white, it's blowing us out. But yeah, this has been sanded and filled and repainted a couple times, so it's looking pretty smooth. What's up, Mountain RC? And Bill knows that I got to figure out the back, painting it a different color. I think just the from here down. And I really need to put a mullion in here for another window if I'm trying to get close. And I'd like to figure out that chrome trim they got on that one is a little different than this one. It's got to be a different year, that one. All right, one more body I'll show you just because I got the bumpers done on it. That one's going to be fun to rust out, actually. So I've filled and painted these white bumpers. And these white bumpers are what goes on this Travelall. Which is still in the same shape it was in last time. But I kind of wanted to see it with the bumpers. They won't stay on though. This is going to be, I feel like there needs to be some kind of sign on this back panel on both sides. YouTube logo, something. And when I do white, it's always off-white. Never bright white. But yeah, you could totally see the lines on the print. And so paint and sanding and a little filling, and it looks pretty good. I'm thinking. I like it. Looks better when it's on wheels though. And yeah, I need to paint it again. But it's pretty smooth now. It's ready. It's been painted and filled and sanded a couple times now. So these lines you're seeing, you shouldn't be seeing them next paint. But let's see, what's cool too is this one probably will have radiator and junk and the engine perhaps sitting in it. So I'm pretty sure I printed this engine at 100%, not 115.41 like this truck is. So this looks really small in here. Stupid small. But I think it's fairly appropriate for, it depends, man. The scale of things is weird. That's actually a good question. Yep. That radiator is the 115.41. But I printed it laying down. And so that is bad. But it's the right size. That's about where it'd go too. That's about where it would go too. Lots of fun things to figure out where you want to put batteries and stuff. Let's look at this back bump. Ooh, I like that too. Yeah, man. Panel man. Panel truck man. All right. I'm just amazed and over the moon at what this machine can do. This is cool. This gives me lots of fun to have if the weather sucks. And you know, I've got the dash and the interior in there and the floor, the whole thing, the bent seats, all of it to just really round out that whole scene, man. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. 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 So here is light buckets, mirrors, windshield wipers, different kinds of mirrors, different size of wipers, more interior bits. I showed you guys, I think, last time. And yeah, lenses, like I said. Got some lenses. So clean up a little bit and start working on the Basecamp completion. So the thing about this stuff is you got to install it or you're just going to make life a mess for yourself. John Graham, what's up? So yeah, having an absolute blast fabbing it up over here, living the good life, making a mess. And then I thought it'd be a good idea to lay out a bunch of coins and play with that. Every now and then I'll go through a stack of coins to look for silver or mistakes. The funny thing is, I was looking at pennies, and so I pulled up a video like 10 whatever most kind of normal. You don't want to look for something that's so rare you just there's no chance. So like common mistakes, whatever, stuff like that. Easy, not easy to find, but more chances of finding it. And so the first thing in the video was a 1936 wheat penny with no mint mark. Brother, I had already sorted out the change and I had wheat pennies. There's 4 or 5 of them. And The first one I grabbed was a 1936 wheat penny with no mint mark. And I'm like, okay. Pause the video. Like, I may not need to look anymore, man. I'm trying to find a little money, you know. And of course, if you go Google search it, there's some jerk trying to sell one for $2,000 on eBay. It's not been graded. It's nothing, you know. It's just because they're asking that doesn't mean it's what it's worth. So, you know, you go scroll down the page and you see more reality about what the price would be. Thanks, honey Chuck. I'll check it out. Yeah, I played with it a bunch. I'm not too. I'll definitely check it out. To me, it just depends on what the orientation is. You can kind of. It's like wood grain. You just pretend you're the creator who's orienting how this is going to print or come to life. And if you think about it right, you'll get it can end up pretty nice. So I'm just making some room here because I'm going to get into the some of this Basecamp again. There's my rusty old file. Bits. And man, yeah, I feel a bag of trash all week long out of here with little cleaning up the prints, the stuff that comes off. Fine, whatever, dude. Do it like this then. Seriously. How did I have this? This is how it's going, though. That's all I'm saying. All right, then this is where we mess up the microphone. It literally is going to be putting stuff on there now. All right. An hour 10 in. Now we're starting on this. That makes sense. Oh, yeah. Fred Bear and CJ looking dope. Nice. Night Customs has files coming out soon for this. I'm doing it. I think one of them is articulated drivers, which, yeah, that stuff looks awesome, Fred. Articulated drivers, which is going to be really cool. Yeah, honey Chuck, I'm excited to check that out because I do a lot on some of these to make them smooth. If there's something that is made for it, I'm super interested. All right, invite myself to my stream. Send it. There it is. Join me, and together we can rule the universe. Father and son. Hi. So, yeah, shut your face. Hi. I really want. Yeah. Let's see about this. Slow motion for me. Slow motion for me. That works, I suppose. Okay. Let's work. 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 We're getting out the book. We're going to get a reload on coffee, too. Now, can you hear it? Should be hearing it. Somebody tell me with $100 super chat if you can hear this or not. Don't do that. Doesn't make sense. Because YT gets $30 of that. So we are so moving on in this book now. It's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun. We're done with this stuff. And done. Skid plates done. I mean, transmission's in. Okay. So front axle time. We're getting some links. We're getting some links out. Getting some links. Gonna be the front steering link. Let's see. I want you to see what I see. Yeah. Okay. Axles. It's going to be this link for the steering. So it looks like a shorty's going in. Yep. The super long screw. So a 25 millimeter and a 16 millimeter. Let's source the parts. Not that. I mean, we are getting to where there's not a lot of parts left, but we know we got screws left over still. And this. And we need a 25er and a 16er. I love this little thing. 20. Okay. Okay. Dang. I hope I have what they're asking for. Here it is. I bet it's one of those. 25. And it's going to be 2 links. Shorty. For the pan hard. And then a 16 millimeter. 16 millimeter. Living it up when you're going down. I'm thinking it's this one. Come on, man. Really? 18? Don't get fresh with me. Fine. 14. Y'all are too smart for your own good. 20. You rat bastard. Rat bastard. So that's a 25er. What's this? Bro, 18. This is the kind of stuff drives me mad. Mad, I tell you. That's okay, because I'll have one somewhere. And legit, like I could probably be fine with something that's not a 16. But I want what it says. Super bad. $14, you stinker. It's going to end up being a 14. Why you messing? 14. By the power of Sling Blade, 14. Get out of town. Dude, I hate your guts. Bro, I'm pissed. I'm pissed. It's going to be a 14 then. One more little look. None of these kids are doing their own thing. You know what I'm saying? None. This is the longest part of the job. Sourcing the bloody screws. Wait a minute now. What's this? 20. Stupid. What's this? Is it 20? It's 20. Fine, whatever. Okay, so this goes this way. The big dog goes through the little one first, and then the angle of the rod end. Come on, it goes in. You already know this. Don't fall out. I just got you in. Oh, you. There. Okay. There that is. And then we got a shorty. This is where they're saying a 16 millimeter for here. Let's see, what is the dimension on this? I don't need my calipers for it. $16 would have been right on. Stinker pants. But I think a 14 is going to be just fine. Well, there's so much they have to get right in these kits. If I'm 2 screws is all I'm coming up with as a issue, and I could have made the error myself. I doubt it though, because I'm nuts about picking the right ones. But it's possible. But this is okay. It's going in. That's what I say those were, 14s. Yeah, 14s, and it's calling for 16, and the whole thing. I mean, it's not ideal, but I'll take it. So if I just sunk a 14. Oh, yeah. I'm into the other Boss 4 millimeters instead of 6. That's fine. Not bad. All right, there's that. F14 is done. What do they want now? It's drive shaft time. Looks like it's the front one. Looks. It's a funny angle to look at it. Fine. I don't like the way they did it. That picture. So the panhard's out of the way. We're bringing the links in. Drive shaft stuff. The drive shaft doesn't need to happen yet. Here's another thing I know is going to be an issue too. The way I do shocks, these link screws need to be long already, and I know it. So clap your hands. Why wouldn't they have you do it upside down instead of right side up? Can someone tell me? I mean, this looks like the easiest way to do it. So this little one by itself, what do they want for it? A 14 millimeter. And that's okay, except for the ones that I want the shocks in. You know why? That's all right. I'll do what they say for now. Because the shocks have their own perch, but I don't use that perch. I put them where I want them to go instead. You do actually have to do this from here. This is where you load it up because you're going to need it ready by the time you get it in there. Steering link, panhard. Yep. This is here. Come on. That was intense. So now you want to get this kind of flopped over where it's not in the way yet. Then we got one that goes here and we got one that goes here. Now, generally, I'll go ahead and sink them just to get this thing together. But this is where I use longer screws and my shock and washers and my shocks go in here because there's shock mounts there. Shock mounts there. The link mount is here. I always put my shocks with the link mounts, which is not stock. So I need longer screws and washers.
I do that on all these straight axial rigs, and I'm always really happy with it like that. But we'll go ahead and go stock on this one. And it wants what it wants. It wants what its heart wants. It wants. And it must have it at once. So this is a mod that I will do at another time after I have sourced. I don't know if I have those long screws to do that mod right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and put them in where they go, which is no big deal. And it's usually what I do anyway. Just get it built. And then the first thing I do is find myself 4 long screws and washers. And usually the screws I find aren't these button heads, they're tapered. So having the washers is nice. Oh, thank you. You guys see that little Lexus they announced today? I mean, if you got Lexus, you must have Toyota. Do you catch my drift? Do you? Do you catch my drift? And then this dude goes over here. Same thing. And yeah, when you're doing this, if you have one of these or you look in the book, you'll see right above where these links are supposed to go is another little mount. And that is where the shocks go. I always figure instead of buying brand new shocks, I can just move where they go. Yeah, I don't like the little ones really that much, M-Shag. But to me, the most exciting thing about it is the fact that it's Lexus Overlander, which means they got Toyota. Is what you'd have to assume, right? There we go. That is the trickiest part sometimes. Bro, I have enough wheels laying around too. We can get this thing on wheels. And don't overdo those for sure, because you're going to be back in them. Okay, Panhard and steering link is what they got now. And this Panhard is a 12 millimeter screw. And it's going to go right there. Can you see that? This weird little spot by itself. We'll go ahead and do it. And then it's the servo steering link. So 12 millimeter. Let's do it. These are 14s. So I don't know what you're talking about. 12. 12 is the loneliest number. There's 2 of them. And they want to. Yep. Sit, boo-boo, sit. Come on. Don't give me this. There we go. I don't think I'm lined up. I don't think I'm lined up. Come on, pan hard. Don't fall out. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's showing in from the front. That's what I'm doing. So we'll take it. Come on. This is why nobody does these builds. Come on. There we go. Now they want you to hook up the steering link to, seriously, Fred. I know I did that live. It's not really public, but I did the live for the leaf springs on the Michigan, bro. That was stupid. So they're talking Loctite on this. I am not doing that yet. But we'll get it on. Bang a gong. And who needs Loctite if you're going to cross thread it? You know what I mean? You don't have Loctite, just cross thread it. No big deal. Guys, that is the front. No shocks, but that's it. That's it. Oh, yeah. They showed the drive shaft too. Let's go ahead and get that done then. So I have the drive shafts. Maybe I should wait. One's long, one's short. Let's get the back axle on. I think the back axle is going to take the long one, but okay, we just did this. Drive shaft can wait because it's no big deal. You can do it after the fact. Okay, so they're having me do shocks. Okay. I didn't want to do them yet. So the short one's on the bottom, long one's on the top. Like I say, I usually change it. So anyway, these 18 millimeter, 14 millimeter. So two 14s. There's an 18. Did I just find the one I needed a minute ago? So mad at you. So mad at you. Bollocks. So these are the 14s. Yep, 14. Well, let's do what it says. I mean, sometimes I'll change it up. 18s. Where are you? This is a 20. Nope, that's an 18. But I need one more. Uno más. Por favor. Whatever. I don't think there's any more screws in there to get. No worries. Thanks, Pops. Let me look in my rando Calrissian box. I'm not sure why I'm worried about it because I'm changing them anyway. That's all right. We'll use the 20s or whatever the hell it is. You guys sent me the wrong screws. There's supposed to be two 18mm screws, and I got two 20s. Is that okay? All right. Broseph. Now, there's showing it going on the back hole right there. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go on the back hole right there, and it takes the long one, which is, in our case, it's going to be an 18 on the servo side. Because if I'm going to be long on one, it'll be over here where it doesn't matter. Makes sense? Yes, Pilot Ryan. It makes sense. Yeah, I need to do that, Fred. We've discussed this in our monthly meeting. My deficiency in acquiring said screws. So you see how these are already stood out? You know what I mean? There's this pivot ball with a spacer, basically. And then this is where the short one goes. And see how there's the retainer screw, this little extra hardware on the rod end. I like to turn it inboard so it's not obstructing or hitting anything. And is that all that is? That's all they want. That's all they want. And I always put them somewhere else, but we're going to put it where they want it on this one. And it wants a 14. Oh, I would be in my own way of the camera, wouldn't I? You little son of a gun, you. So hard. So hard to see. The TPM report. It's been a while. Oh, yeah, it's because it's hooked up to a servo, big dummy. I was like, that's hard to turn. Come on, baby. Don't be that way. Don't. And again, don't overdo it, especially if you're going to do the mod later, because of the wonderful things he does. I'm about to. This is where we go with the 20 millimeter when it calls for an 18. Breaking all the rules. Get your printer, Paul, and you make whatever you want. I'm going to look into the Night Customs deal where you use your printer and jobs get farmed out to you and you bill how you want. There's I gotta supplement this passion somehow. Pivot ball. Why are you so tight? Seriously though, 1/2 inch when you go the other spot. Half inch lower. And crawlers are not all about being all stupid, jacked up high like they sell them to you sometimes. Dang it. Those Traxxas high trails. They look cool, but the best thing about them, printer for hire. I'm not even kidding, man. So that's full. There's no preload in this. The collars are not spun down at all. This is just full. But it's not. It's pretty sprung, and that's stock. But you can see. I keep mentioning it because I wish I was doing it. This position here, when you move the shocks down there, you bring the whole truck down about another 1/2 inch, which is, to me, one of the coolest cheap mods you can do to make your truck perform better. Okay. Now we're talking about the back. And we knew this day would come. Have money, no printer, get a printer. I mean, how much you want to pay for the truck you're talking about? You got to find the file. You know what I mean? You got to find the file. And I mean, a good file is going to be $25, but it's a ton of files that come with that whoever's printing it off has to tie up their printer to do. Custom figurines, send a pic of your face and I'll print you a new one. No celebs or politicians allowed. You got a printer, Philip? Let's see. So I could look at one that I've already done or just look at the book. these two are the inner center ones, which is going to be the long, crazy dude, right? 25er. Yep. The 25 millimeter defeater. So yeah, which way they show that going in from sometimes, man, why do they do that? Because you're never going to put it together this way. All right, so they're showing that some again like this. The screw comes in from the left. I was right. The screw comes in this way. Well, you got to be so mean. A digital scanner. Yeah, those are expensive. A 3D scanner would be awesome, though. Some of the stuff that I want, I just take pictures of and then make it. That way I wouldn't have to necessarily design it. So I'm going to go ahead and get the one started so I don't lose it while I'm getting the other one lined up. Come on now. These are cool, though, guys. I mean, this is like a miniature little, I mean, it is, oops, pre-scale. I think it's neat. And I mean, even that leaf spring stuff, man, is neat. All right, so that one's in. And you can see these are the links with the bends on them. Bend this way and then bend in. Bend outboard here so they line up without a bind in this bracket for the 4-link. I told you we'd be up on axles tonight. I'm looking forward to it. It was actually hard to not do this week. It's easy for me to manipulate files that exist already. Making something from scratch or anything that would require a 3D scanner. I'm not that dude yet. That doesn't seem like it is long enough, but there is no longer one. And I didn't use it anywhere else. Oh, that's almost all the way through. That's cool. And 1 to grow on, 2 to grow on. This is easy now. So now we're going to do these. Again, I would be putting the shocks on right now. Man, I should just go find the bloody bolts. I don't think I have any, though. Hold on. Maybe we're going to do this right from the get-go. My kind of right. We still got to do the shocks, though. They need those long screws. Let's just do what they say. 14 millimeters, son of a gun. Yeah, I need to get some. But, I mean, I'm got my change out. Counting lunch money right now. So, probably not. And those are the shock perches. And these go right here. No big deal. I'd love to have my own self driving these things. Or figure out how to make a dude out of a picture, you know? Because at that point, I'd get Val and Earl driving Dad's truck for sure. It almost needs to, guys. I think I can find the green fuzzy dice, though, on Amazon. You know? But so this weekend is I'll sell some planes, and I think I may get another chassis or a kit. I want that new Boom Racing truck, but I don't think it's out yet. They got killer Land Rovers, but it's like I have 2 Land Rovers. So I'm like kind of okay on that. I don't have their Land Rover, but I've got the custom one me and Kelly has done. And print them, LOL. Chassis? Print what? The prints are not strong enough to be a chassis, really. Dice. I thought about that. And I may. But if I can find them green and they're fuzzy and they're fabric, that's pretty cool too. Yeah, the Super Timber, go get it. It's free. You can have it. Good luck finding it in the corn. Okay, Shaka Zulu. Yeah, it's the back shaft. That's the long one. Drive shaft. So there it is. Drop the bottom out of it. So now the shocks coming on. The rear shocks. Guys, we're about to be putting wheels. Chia dice. We're about to be putting wheels up on this thing. And it's going to be the long one on the top and another couple 14s down low. Down low, yo. What's the scenario? Tomorrow's Friday. How much for a scanner? I mean, I think $800 gets you a cheap one. I want to know how some of these guys, like I got my travel all from, how are they putting that all together? Because, dude, their stuff looks amazing, and they have a ton of it. I really am a prime candidate for figuring out AI to like go to work for me. Like, hey, do this. Okay, boss. Like, hey, design me this. Yeah, go get it, man. You have it. It's in the cornfields. Good luck. Because we knew where to look and couldn't find it. This is the first time I put one on stock shock locations, I think, since I've built these things. Did I get both screws? That was fast. That was fast. That's main character energy right there. Full skibbity. Full skib. Riz. Yeah, AI would be great for thumbnails. I think some design stuff. I can't explain how that dude's got so many files on his little channel. And it's like, if they're dope files, you're getting $25 a whack for your designs. I mean, the platform gets some of that, but I think I should look at the numbers on the guy that I got my Travelall bought the files from. But it shows you right there on the dude's like profile kind of landing page how many downloads there have been. And you son of a gun. And I mean, do the math. And some people's files are just absolute dog garbage. Well, the AI, someone still has to tell it what to do. So there's a man or woman behind the curtain still. Come on, you son of a gun. Just don't move, you son of a rat, Baxter. They don't go in. They start with you. I mean, the AI algorithm is just picking up on, again, it was set loose to do a job. And it's basically, you can talk algorithm on YouTube all you want, but it boils down to audience. Yes, there's an algorithm, but it's doing the job of what people would do if they could, which is gauge and rate and track engagement and those kinds of things to determine whether or not something is worth being pushed. So if it's getting the cues from the people watching, that's why thumbnails are such a big deal. Because among many other things, thumbnails are a big deal because it tells the algorithm, the AI, and if you could imagine the AI just being a person or an audience, it tells them, it validates and proves that this thing is worth watching because of the amount of people that watched it, clicked through, saw the thumbnail, and actually clicked it. The long one goes on the back. No, I did not. I was going to one day, and then I said, nope. Drive shaft. Boom. Guys, go get it if you're that worried about that thing. Paul, go get it. I was going to go out there, and it's like, I'm not going to find this thing by myself. I can let one go. It's a flying field. I certainly cannot be the only one who's put one in the frickin' corn. It's fine. I'll never tell again. the point wasn't the plane. The point was don't mess with a good thing, like safe, that's already set up and good to go. I jacked with it, and look what I got. No stress. Yeah. Shit, I never should have said a word about that thing going in. Man, that's stiff. And that's like 20 weight shock oil. So, I mean, you can kind of see why I like setting it. Dudes, I mean, it's the next thing they want you to do is like body mount, body post type stuff. I mean, I'm not building a battery tray yet. I don't know if I'm going to need it. Body posts, bumpers, which it doesn't come with, receiver box, showing you where you can mount things. Yeah, dude, this thing is wrapped. It's wrapped. That's wrapped. Here's what we're going to do, though. Where is the wheel nuts? Let me see if they're in this G1 deal. Guys, that's it. That's another one down. Another one bites the dust. We'll see if they're in this little parts bag there, which comes with like body clips. Oh, yeah. I was going to see if they were in here. But, yeah, there's a ton of body posts options. And they come in handy, even though I don't really use them like they expect you to. Like on the Land Rover, I used them in a different kind of way. But it still was a body post. But I just didn't use it that way as intended. I just went through the floor with it. Yeah, the nuts are in here because there's the wheel wrench. Velcro straps, another cross wrench. These are cool. The body posts, or I'm sorry, the body clip thingamajigs. Don't tell me the screws I was looking for are in there. Some double-sided tape, more pins, and then the grabbets that go on the body posts themselves. So what I'm going to do is don't need the Velcro. We're going to go ahead and put these. These are hard to get, you know, so it's cool they come with the stuff. But yeah, we're going to put wheels on this thing. There's my wheel nuts. Extra stuff. Yeah, man. Cool. And then these dudes here, the body clips go in them, which is sound. That's basically what's happening there. Oh, nice. Even an extra little. This is a thing you need when you're building that little circlip, but it's a big one. You need it when you're building that transmission. If I remember right, I think it was a transmission. I don't think it was part of the dig. But yeah, I'll throw some tires on here, even though they're too big. Oh, actually, no, they're not. I know exactly what's going on here. And we can take a look at the Willys wagon. I think to travel all, I'm going to spend a little more time on it. But I know kind of already I want to be coilovers on the Willys wagon. So I don't really need these yet. I'm going to put the screws away and make some room here. Another T-wrench. Oh, don't lose that stuff. And I'm calling the Basecamp done. So now I can start modifying it. Because I think we're going to figure out how to do what I want to happen on the rear shock towers to spread them out somehow or another. I may need to get, I think these are 3mm thick. Yeah. I need to get some long, is it 4? Are these 4s? These screws are 4s, aren't they? Yeah, they are. According to my little screw deal. Keep out those serrated wheel nuts. Double-sided tape. You can stay out. And stay out. Y'all got some serious puns going on right now. Yeah, I do know what wheels I want on here. Dude, Basecamp. We did it. That's it. Battery tray, body post stuff, which I'm, again, probably not using. So I'm going to show you something, though. The preparations are amazing for hiding body posts on this. See back here? This is where I put body posts in upside down and then pinned them on the inside of the Rover. So through the floor. And on the Rover, I had to cut out the floor for all this and this that is not below flush, and this, which is all, instead of the motor and everything being up here, which is nice on the scale rigs, it's back here, which is pretty okay for center of gravity stuff. But I had to cut out a ton on the Land Rover to make this work. And I stretched out my chassis on the Land Rover and I changed the links and the drive shaft to make it work. So now, wheelbase wise, they call it a 299er, I think. So it's right at probably 12.3. Yeah. And actually, if it's loaded up, it's going to be longer. Scale yankum ropes, yeah, I think they're out there, man. Yeah, once you got it loaded up, it's a little longer, not by much. But the Willys wagon, and yeah, these body. So yeah, these body posts here is what I did to connect it the Land Rover, and then these here in the front, I didn't use at all. I was able to screw into this plate with the front of the Land Rover. So I actually ground down a ton of this off of the, my profile more matches the chassis, which bends down. And I mean, I could have just took these off all the way, these plastic bits here, but I still would have, I still cut down this, servo mount on the Rover. Okay, dudes, we're putting tires on this because these are the tires that are going on the Willys wagon. And they just came off the trimmer's truck. This is what the trimmer's truck was sitting on for the longest time. But they're not. This is actually very similar to, damn near identical to what's on the Willys wagon full scale that I'm building this after. I got brass weights on 2 of these tires and not on 2 others. And the hexes are already there. We're going to go ahead and get this thing set on wheels. Oh yeah, we get to install a motor too still. I don't know if it'll be today. What time is it? So now the, Jeff, thank you, man. So I would say that the Basecamp build portion of this is kind of done. Now it's modded up style. You know what I mean? I feel like we're now into the next phase, which is fabricate, change, design, whatever. I love these base camps for a cheap, good, not cheap, but more inexpensive kit that is very capable and has some modification ability. I have at this point now done this is 2 of the base camps, but I've had a handful of axial rigs. So this base camp is like a 10-3. Yeah, I mean, it really is. It's very much that. So it's like building a 10-3, but not quite. Little bit less to it than a 10-3, but it is a 10-3. It's the new 10-3. So it's straight axle, which if you're kind of leaning scale is fine. The performance is better out of a portal axle, but if you're just doing it for fun, you go with preference, just like you would Expo. I've had rigs that'll get over everything portal axles and stuff. Like my little girl, it's been years ago now, a couple. She's, here I am taking my time, like really finessing stuff. And she grabs one of my portal axle rigs and it didn't matter. She could, no finesse at all, just get it done. And that was awesome. But I enjoy having a truck that doesn't maybe look like it's going to perform, but you're able to eke it out of there a little bit. Dudes, this is done. We got to figure out a new kit to build and assemble. And if it's a kit that has a body and everything, we'll see it all the way through. This Basecamp build was all about just getting a chassis ready to do. I'm grabbing the Willys wagon real quick. I like the metal axial mod, keeps the weight down low. What do you mean, Philip? But yeah, I figure my box back stuff, I can handle this shock business being in the way. But like I was saying, guys, I think these shock towers, you just need longer screws and tubes. Can be brought out. It's okay. You've got a long way to go before you're into what I would say the wheel well's going to be. I mean, I can space it an inch, maybe 7/8, an inch, all day. This shock can be out an inch from where it is, but you've got some things to space out. This here cross member is supposed to receive body posts, can receive body posts. Doesn't have to be there. If I achieve this with all thread, I can have one piece of all thread go all the way through and put nuts where I need them to lock it in. So here's what we're going to do right now. And again, this is probably going to be the Willys wagon. So I don't have to do any of this, spreading it out. But I think I want to experiment with that. Because I don't like the floor that I printed in the Willys wagon. I'm not going to probably use it anyway. Partly because of where this is. So, and because I want it on coilovers, the Willys wagon's a good one to do this too. But if I put the travel all on coilovers, I'm splitting these out for sure. So I'm thinking maybe just go ahead and try it. I have another Red Cat chassis, and the motor on that is way up here. Same problem though. Still got to split things out. So let's get that body, dude. I've become pretty good at knowing what I can do out of the FMS bodies. I know what I can do out of those Jimny chassis. And the Vanquish that I built it by the book. Wheelbase wise, this is pretty right on. We're losing the skid plates, so I can size this up. We're doing it. We're taking off skid plates, bro. Not a big deal. They're in my way. Oh yeah, that goes up. And then those screws just go back in. That one doesn't need to, but these two do. Because they hold the chassis rails in position. Nice. We'll start sorting this thing out right now. And I can use these for something else. For those things I printed off today that need that part to go on. How many we got? 11. Because I'm an airplane channel. That's all right. We're 7 weeks in. Skid plates away because I'll end up having a floor, maybe. Like I said, I don't really like the floor we got for the wagon. I do like the floor I have for the Travelall. So it could be repurposed. Print another one. I actually need to, it's actually a little too big for the, what am I still on? Oh, it's because the stupid motor. That's all right. You're coming off. I don't give a shit. It was a transmission motor housing business. One way it's good to kind of see what's going on with stuff is upside down. And now there's no skid plates in the way. Hold me up. Of course, it's not going to sit like that, but it's a good way to see if your arches are right. Oh. And you can see why I wouldn't want to put the back on yet. So, got a little trimming to do there. Probably take these off. Totally take it off. I'm taking it off right now. This is how you get it done. You can cut it or just take it off. I'm taking it off. I just put this thing together. Now it's time to cut and grind on it. That's what I did to the. I just built a Basecamp and put the Land Rover on it. So that's the thing I was talking about before for body posts that doesn't need to be there. This little cross member thing probably needs to go away too. But we'll try these little dudes first. Oh man, it's part of the pan hard. That's okay. That's all right because it still can be part of the pan hard, man. Spin it out of there. Get it out of the way, dude. And you can put the screw back in. Even though and this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about where you can put, this is a bumper mount here. You don't need it there unless you use their stuff or you wanted a servo right there. But you do kind of need a cross member. So that's where making your own would be cool. And I think on the cheap, without learning how to do CAD, all thread, that's the same 4 millimeter, whatever these bolts are size, and a bunch of nuts. I think you can make happen whatever you need to happen with an all the way through. You can create that cross member or things to mount to, or what not, and like such as. Well, that helps, I think, a little bit. Ooh, I may not need to do more. Those little standoffs, though, are a thing. So what would be really nice, check this out. So hopefully I can find them. I printed off some of this stuff. And I put it away so I wouldn't lose it, which means I have no idea where it is. Ha. That ain't it. Shoot. Anyway, this servo mount is in the way. This thing fits in it here, but then it comes out straight. I think I have one of these that's just low key, doesn't do nothing. So it would serve as a cross member, but not be a problem. Not in the way. I put it all in a box. That's not it. How do you lose a box? In here, easy. Shoot. That's crazy. I wasn't sure they were the right size anyway, but cornucopia. Makes no sense. I've been putting everything in the boxes that are left over from the print filament. And then I put paint in one of them. Du bist ein Dummkopf. What up, Bumblebee? Well, that's crazy. That's crazy. Anyway, I made some. I don't know if they fit, but now would be a good time to find out. They were like low profile, lower profile bumper mounts. And this little corner of the internet has shrunk a lot. It's because it's Thursday Surface. We do the airplane stuff on Sunday. It used to be Saturday. And that just keys in. The screws that hold it were part of the mounts that I just took off. So yeah, I still don't have it sitting where I want it to, but I think we got a pretty decent start. Just a little bit of stuff out of the way here, not a ton. I don't need these little standoffs right here. So it's like, do you get rid of these or you do something here? I'll tell you what it's going to be. It's going to be, these are nothing anyway, structurally. Bye. we're getting rid of those. Because I am going to need something to, ooh, that's good. I am going to need something to attach bumpers and stuff to. Anyway. All right. I'm not mad at you. Ooh. And look, it's perfect on the arch. It's dialed. So, but this tells you the floor. These shock towers are way in the middle of the truck. Just way. Look at this. The front, like I said, you can always get around the front. But you see where the shock towers are. Right in, whoa, I'm going to lose the laptop. Right in the middle. I got the laptop sitting up on stuff. Bro, I can dig it though. Let me. I got an idea. I think I can. I think I can. Maybe. Yep. Ha. This ruler always comes in handy. Holy smokes, dudes. We're going to cut the lights back just a little so we can see this better. But this is something my head's going to be kind of chewing on now, is figuring out how I want to do it. I think it's worth the experimentation to see about moving out those shock towers a little bit. And they need dropped. It's too tall. So standing tall like it is right now almost makes it look like the tires are too small. But I think once you get the ride down, you'd be better off. I think maybe the front axle. I don't know, man. It's all so good on the arches. I think you could maybe move the front axle up, but if I trim that servo mount at the very front, that would accommodate that. And then I think, again, if I can get the shocks where I like them, I'll be good to go. So that's just letting it droop. That's just letting it droop on its own. And then this is if I compress it a little bit. That is son of a gun. Basically it. Like, you want to start low. because you can always go up from there. It does look about right. Thanks. These little servo standoffs right there. Those are in the way. If I want to scoot the axle up just a smidge, but you see what's going on there, right? If I can get the axle up a little bit if I move it back, but then I mean, it legit is about golden on the back. Right where it is. So it's just figure out the floor. And the thing is, the chassis rails are up to see the bottom of the ruler on the outside. Yeah, basically the top of the arch. The chassis rails at their lowest point are there. So you're cutting the floor up, or you're hiding a bench or something on this to work it out. No matter what. But if you could spread these out, then it's just the floor that you got to bring up. You don't have to also bring up the hole for the shocks. So this is absolutely ridiculous. This is the interior, which weighs as much as a truck. This is why I won't be using it. The trans tunnel, you can see there's actually a trans tunnel there. But it's not hollowed out on the bottom. So I can print this again and just make the seats, cut it up, just make the dash, maybe part of the firewall. But I'm not smart enough yet to hollow this out for the trans tunnel and stuff in any kind of software. And because of this transmission and stuff right there, I mean, I already know. So this, check this out. This is how this would need to go. I mean, it looks great, you know, in it. But I think there's nothing I want but the wheel wells. And again, the seats, I could be used. Yeah, it definitely has to get bore hogged. Because there's like, look how stupid it is if you go with this. There's so much cutting, it's not even funny. So it's like, here's a better option. Don't use this interior at all for anything. Who said surfboards? That really is pretty good. I mean, you can cut on this. I mean, this is already 2 pieces glued together. So the seam is there. So you could print it and cut and just do the seats and the dash. But you can't really draw a line and do any contour work in the Bamboo software. I would rather print it correct than cut the bejeebies out of this. I mean, most of this goes away in the middle if I'm going to use it. And I can do it. I've done it. But it may be better to just use the seats and make it another way. Who said surfboards? You see that? There's one. There's one. Know what I mean? So yeah, if I were a smarter guy, Philip, knew the software like Fusion or any kind of CAD stuff, I could drag it in and make it happen. But I can only cut in straight lines is what I probably a better way to say what I'm talking about. On Bamboo, I can only do that. So I guess I better leave this on for volume unless I want to mess with it. We're going to go in a minute. It's midnight, man. But yeah, the Basecamp is basically done enough. And trimmer's truck's moving along super good. And we're going to sort out this dude. I do like the idea of interiors. Let me show you a couple benches I have. And I think with stuff like this, you know, I can fake it pretty good. Getting it to look decent enough to pass, you know. Even though this is to an international, it works. It works in here, especially if you got a fake floor. And when you print them skinny like I did, that works too. Here are benches I made. And you can see, I mean, this whole thing is just in the way. So you'd have to cut most of this out. You know what I mean? Completely. I'm not I think it's just gear. You may be able to thin this down a little just to the spur if you get rid of the case. But it's not awful, you know. Actually, you can come right to the back of this. And that's pretty appropriate where the door is. Which means if you can spread out the shock towers a little bit, you can hide them in this. Ooh. All right, check this out. This is actually not too bad. So just a little bit of cutting on this floor, maybe grind some of this down. Honestly, this is a whole big chunk of mess for the lockout of the dig. You can make this stay locked out without all that hardware if you wanted to. I'm not sure it gets you enough clearance, but damn, it's close to sitting on the chassis rail. If you get rid of all that hula baloo for the dig servo, dude. Tint the windows. Like legit, you can put a wheel collar on this and hold it steady. That's, oh my gosh. It's sitting right on the freaking wheel, chassis rails. Almost perfect. This is the solid one. This is the one without a back. I'm telling you what. Maybe pillows on the seat, hiding shock towers on this one. But that looks crazy, but it's actually a really good spot for it. It's the bench seat is in line with the window, dude. You could almost put this one behind the damn shock towers. That's kind of goofy. Yeah, can you see the bench? It's actually too low, almost. Ha! It is too low. But it's really pretty proportional with the other seats. The other seats seem to have a higher back, though. So there's that, which means I could just go up more. That's pretty okay. You know, it may be where those skid plates go back on and they just get trimmed a little. This is fitting so good. I had to get him out of the way, though, to see what was up. All right. I'm putting it back on so I don't lose it. Wish I could put it on like upside down. Yeah, let's put it back in. This because better than sitting in my way, I guess. That's actually not awful. That squares up right where it's supposed to be. I think I'll just try to print the seats of the Willys. Since this is useless, I'll just cut the crap out of it. That's what I'll do. I kind of want the wheel wells, you know, but I have ways to make it happen, though, too. Now, also, with these, which I can make whatever size I want. Awesome. All right. I gotta make another shelf for these dudes. Just a little tiny bit more up here. That's gonna be great. Fabrats style. Dude, just a little bit back there. bro. That's about right. Ha! That looks so good. Come on. It's a little tiny that way. Which means the body back just 3 millimeters. That looks good. All right, dudes. 3+. We're good with that. Thanks for coming. Is what it is. You know it. What are these screws to? Wondering what paint is good for 3D printed parts. I've been using rattle can and model paint like Vallejo. That body is, it's been painted. So it's like an off-white. It's going to be rusty patina. Got to get windows in it. The one that I'm modeling it after has a silver door, and then the back is like seafoam green. And there's rust and stuff on it. And it's got those same rims and tires on it, BF Goodrich. So, yeah, old school Jeep, Willys wagon. Got a handful of Jeeps up there right now. You got a CJ7, got a Willys wagon, got the J20 Gladiator truck, and then a Toyota truck. But, yeah, I've been having good success with just rattle cans and regular old model paint Vallejo stuff. We used a little zinc chromate on some 3D prints on Sunday just to test it out, and it seemed to do good. I tend to go for paint and primer all at once. That's made for multiple surfaces. Yeah. All right, yo. I'm out. Guys, thanks so much. Oh, yeah, I got skid plates left over. So, yeah, those will probably go back on this Willys wagon. I just got to trim just a little bit. But I had to get them out of the way to see what I was working with. Dude, it's going to fit really nice like that. Like that. I got to basically figure out how to mount the body. If I'm doing a floor, I want a floor just to even keep the dirt out of there, because I want to put windows in it and stuff, you know. My Rover still needs windows in it, and the floor's a little bit open. It's not the end of the world, but when you do these coilovers that have all that shock tower business in the way and a big honking stupid transmission, you're going to have that, you know. So that's it. Thanks so much. We're out of here in 5. Hanger rats forever. 3 later. Go build something, will you? You're too good to be forgotten. We'll see you next time. Bye now. Yeah, I mean, this was so dumb. I bet I needed a third of this material to do a floor, actually. It was like a day and a half of printing. And it's like, it's just too overkill. Even if it was hollowed out, I'd have to cut some more because they're not scale. Even on a leaf sprung deal, at least the odds are a little better that you may not have to cut as much, but you still have to move so much stuff around. That's why I think we should figure out our own kind of chassis rails, because a floor pan is not crazy. All we need is to figure out the trans tunnel. Start as low as you can. If you got a body mount up, spacer it, you can. It feels like a whole roll. Because I only had a little bit of white, maybe a roll and a half of white that it came with, and then another roll, I think. And there was white on the Willie's wagon originally and that interior, and I was done. That was it. The white was gone. Good thing I got some more. See you later, y'all. Bye now. Boom.